Welcome to the Forex, and here we're looking at the US dollar. And yesterday we were talking about the market making a bounce off the off this current low here, the 50-60% retracement level, and also looking at this sort of wave count through down here. It's pretty sort of dodgy, but yeah, look, the bounce has occurred. The situation is that this particular bounce is in a very clean three waves, so it could actually fail from that high there and make a move further down through here. Otherwise it will move down here a little bit and then move up here further, developing a five-wave structure to the upside. So we can't really turn bullish on this market until we've got 80 as support here, and we just need to see how this bounce goes. And it's the same on the euro on the flip side as well. So the euro is sitting on 138, and we can expect a bounce off the 138 here as well. Yeah, look, this move down through here, coming back to the old low here, makes it deeply oversold on the probably, well, you know, on the intraday anyway, the hourly or whatever. So, you know, it can come down here further to the 138, you know, because it always bounces through, you know, 10, 20 and 30. So it will be doing that before it moves a little bit higher. I'll just try and get in there and have a little bit of a look. But this would be the three-wave structure, the mirror image of the Dow, of the US dollar. So here we've got... Right. That could be the bounce here, actually. It's just not quite complete, that's all. Bit annoying. But look, either way, we'll see a bounce either straight from here or a little move up here, hitting supply, then down, and then up through here. But do expect a bounce from here. Yeah. Look, not a lot we can do about that. If the 138, you know, overnight in the next session, whatever, becomes the resistance, then you need to look down at the 13772, and we're getting down to the 50-60% retracement level here as well. So that would actually bring us in five waves down from that point. If I can just draw on the chart here, 1, 2, 3 down to here, 4 to here, and then 5 to here, and then up from that point there. So this would be the B wave here, down for the C wave, and then moving up from here. But look, there's going to be some bouncing from here. Just keep an eye on some indicators, whatever you use to read that there, and we'll put out charts for the London opening. The Australian market. Yesterday we were looking at from this high here coming down through to here, we were looking down for five waves, and in this move down through here for five waves, we've got that there. We can look at that, and then we're looking for a bounce up. So let's look at this bounce up from here, and just before we do that, we can see quite clearly here from this high, we got the 1, the 2, the 3, which we're counting yesterday, the 4 and the 5 down here. So we're expecting a bounce off these areas through here, and yeah, looking for you know, a bounce and a move to the upside here. So realistically, you know, being long above, well, suppose this was the long setup in here, sitting on top of the 30 here, and then on top of the 50. But we can also get back to the 50 here as well, because that move down through here is in five waves here. You need to put it on the 1 minute chart or 2 minute chart to see that, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in here. So this is likely the B wave up here. So that's why I was putting in the text this morning, the A wave, the B wave and the C wave coming down through to here. So this could present a buying opportunity here. If it doesn't come down here, for some reason it makes a support on top of this important number here, the 9272272, then you want to be going long from that point there, with the view of to see if it, you know, later on finds support on the 93 back up through here. But as it stands so far here, this is basically the one. I better just go in and check that here, actually. I mean, on the daily, we're still deeply oversold here. So that's why we're looking for sort of a buy on the bounce at least anyway. Okay, that's the 5 waves to there. So that's from the low, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5 to here. So this is the A, the B, and the C wave to here, pulling back the 50-60% here as such. So that would go to here, that would be over to here, that would be in here somewhere, and this wave here would be roughly the same length as this wave here. So looking at, well, yeah, 92.55 sort of area through here. The next thing to do though, of course, is that on this chart here, this C wave here, that will be in 5 waves here. So if you can pull this apart on the 1 minute chart if you're scalping or whatever you do, but even if you don't, there'll still be, I mean, we've got 5 waves up, we should get 5 waves up, we should get another 5 up through there as well. So look, try and count 5 waves down into this area through here, but don't short it, don't buy it on the bottom. Wait till you get small little 5 little wave structure to the upside, then a pullback. Look for the closest largest number. Make sure that closest largest number, or wherever it is, has been retested. And if you can read the volume, you know, on with each single bar, then you'll be able to sort of get the pulse of which way the market's impulsing and take it from that point. But the bias is the daily's deeply oversold. We're looking for a stronger bounce to the upside, and yeah. Alrighty, the Euro Australian that we were looking at this yesterday, coming up into the 150 and being sold off there. No surprises. Look. Just to sort of run back over this a little bit, this whole structure from top of wave 3 here coming down, we could look at this as being an A and a B and a C here, finished here, and wave 4 here. Okay, now if that's going to be the case here, then that would be confirmed if we get support on the 150. Now that will take time, of course, because it will be sold off when it gets here and yada yada yada. The other count we've got is that down for 1, back for 2, down for 3, back for 4, down for 5 here. Okay, so we don't know yet either of them, because in both counts we're going to get that you know, that sell-off within here. So let's have a little bit of a look at that here. So we've got, you know, two counts that we're working through, and nothing that we can really sort of say here. If we get 5 waves down here, right, if we get, we don't have them yet, but if we do, then we'll get 3 waves back, and then we'll get another 5 down. Okay, so on the hourly, so this, because this has moved back down to its, you know, back down through here, it will be oversold on the hourly, so we can expect to bounce off the 149 or just below that, really. Just drilling in here a little bit further. Okay, so we've got from this high here, we've got down for 1, back for 2, then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's just the 3rd wave here. That's the 4th, and that could be the 5th to here. So it still just gives us 5 waves from that high down to here. So that's actually from this high, that's an A and a B and a C wave down to here. So it can just move up from here. If it's going to be 5 waves down, it will be something like this here, pulling back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, then move down here. That would be 5 waves down. If that's the case, then you would look for an A and a B and a C, trying to retest the 150, and then another 5 down here. So this would be 5 waves, 3 waves, and 5 waves, if that was the case. This pulling back to wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here, if we went to group 1 here, so group 1 would be 10, 20, and 30. So support on 30, here, wherever that may be. If we get support on top of 30, then you know that separates the market psychologically from the closest largest number, which is the 149. That means that orders that are sitting at 149, you know, they will see the market moving up, and then they will tend to sort of unstick from this area here and start working higher and start thinking of 5 after that. So Yeah, so they'll just migrate from one number to the next. But that's tested support on 30 will give you the push up here required. If it fails here, then you know that the likelihood is back down below here to finish a structure of 5 waves to here. And if you've got 5 waves here, then you know you're going to get some sort of counter trend coming back 50, 60% of this move down through here. Look, maybe even 40%, whatever. Once again, using the 30 here for support or not. But after you've got 3 clean waves here, then you can look for the 149 to become the 20, the pivot number 2, the pivot within group 1 to become the retested resistance, and you can start adding to short positions there. But don't overdo it, because you'd want to put most of the positions under the 149 once that's retested, and then under the group 2 down here, the 72. Okay, the pound yen is on track. We're looking to buy on the retest or corrective pattern on the 172, that's the case, and scale in through group 1 here, which is 10, 20 and 30, and then look to add next time the 172, 72 becomes the support. Over here it was the resistance, and now it's likely to become the support there. So just look, and then also look, 172 is important, of course, but 173 here, that's the top of minor group 1. So support on top of minor group 1, it will take a larger correction to go across here, but support on 73 gets us to top of group 1, minor group 1, will get us to, sets the target at least to 175, with a very high probability of getting there. So let's just look at this here. So yada yada yada. Okay, so yeah, the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here. A bit dodgy in the C wave in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping structures, but that's the way it goes. Look, if the 172, 72 becomes support, add to those positions that you may have or should have back down at the 170, 172. This is where we were yesterday. So support on top. If you're seeing this here, then you should be in here at the latest. You know what I mean? And keep stops when you're dealing with group 1. You keep stops once you've got support on top of group 130. You can put the stops at 16 here. Okay, so 172.16 they should be at, and still there until the midpoint comes. Now that's support here now, so you could probably bring that up under here, which would be the 172.46, and then once the support, so you got to keep that. You've got to keep that there, and then once, basically you can't move your stop here. You can move it up onto the 67, 60, 63 or 67 here once you've got support on here, but you can't move it from here until you got support on the 73 there. So it's a bit of a game of snakes and ladders, because the other alternative you got is, if you want to move your stop closer, well, you're going into danger zone, so you may as well just take the money off the table at the next closest largest number. That would be the logic thing to do, save you a lot of stress. Okay, the euro yen is we're looking at the 142. This is just the count that we've got at the moment, but we can't put. I don't want to put too much. Sort of, even I've got this drawn as a triangle, it doesn't mean it's a triangle as such, because it's not a very good wave count through here. So basically anything can happen. But we know that we're working with the 142 here. So as I mentioned yesterday, the 142, if that becomes the support, then we need to be long from that stage there, okay? But we are looking for this to be a B wave up here still, and looking for 5 waves down through to here. The move down through to here, I can't remember if it was 5 waves or not. Just check that. Okay, the program's just freaked out. But look, the bottom line is that the move down from that high at 142.45 sort of area right down to the current low at 141.60 from memory, would see a retest in 3 waves back to 142, and if it's in 3 waves back at 142, then you can look to short from 142, and that should take you back down to 141.50 area as such there. Alrighty, cheers.